So it's no more news that the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just recently declared a state of emergency in Rivers State. But what is news and what is making headlines and drawing comments is the suspension of the governor, his deputy, and the State House of Assembly members. So this is not the first time that a state of emergency is being declared in any state in Nigeria. Actually, the first time it happened in this political dispensation, this democratic dispensation, was in 2004 when the then President Olusegun Obasanjo declared a state of emergency in Plateau State. The then Governor Joshua Dariye, was removed or suspended, and a sole administrator was brought in to, take charge of the state, a retired military officer. Then the second time was in 2006 when Ayodele Fayose, the then governor, was removed, and some people said it was an illegal removal, impeachment, and there were some political uproars and stuff like that. And the same President Olusegun Obasanjo, declared a state of emergency in that state. Then the third time was when the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, declared a state of emergency in Adamawa, Yobe, and Borno State. But in that instance, he did not, suspend or remove the governors. They were still acting in their capacity as governor, but he brought in the military to take charge, take over the situation, and other things were done. So a state of emergency being called or declared in a state is not new in Nigeria. But what is happening in Rivers is that after the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, declared that state of emergency, the governor was suspended. His deputy and the State House of Assembly, they were all suspended. And a lot of people are saying it's not right, it's unconstitutional, it's wrong, is this, that the president does not have the powers to unilaterally remove the governor and all those people that they were democratically elected, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people have been saying a lot of things. And lawyers, analysts, and all of them. So I went, I'm not a lawyer, so I went to do some digging. And yes, like everybody, all the lawyers and whatnot have been saying, the section of the Constitution that talks about state of emergency is section 305 in the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 Constitution as amended, and from subsection 1 to, talks about, how the president can, declare state of emergency, what can happen, breakdown of law and order, war, imminent war, different things like that, unrest and stuff like that, that could make a president, declare a state of emergency in the whole nation or some parts of the nation. Then subsection 3 talks about the unusual circumstances, that in unusual circumstances, the president can take unusual measures, to restore law and order and all that. And then section 5 talks about different other things, and section 6 talks on how the declaration of state of emergency can be reversed or can be averted and stuff like that. It's a whole lot. But the thing is there a place in 305, section 305, where it states that the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria can actually remove or suspend a sitting governor? There is no place that says, there is no subsection that says that. There are other sections in the Constitution that talks on how a governor can be removed or can be impeached and all that, and in different situations and all that, what he can do, what he might have done or committed that would warrant his removal and all that. But in this case, in a state of emergency, there is no provision that says that the president can actually remove or suspend the governor. Yes, a lot of people are talking about precedents, that it has happened before, where the then President Olusegun Obasanjo, suspended or removed Joshua Dariye, the then governor. But it's just there. Maybe because people didn't kick against it, or people might have kicked against it, but they were not loud enough or stuff like that, does not mean that that action was right. Because in the Constitution, there is no provision, there is no place that says that if there is a state of emergency, you can actually remove, or suspend the governor. So I think that move, that suspension, was done in error, or the president was not properly advised, maybe his advisors, because before he takes a step or a decision, makes a decision like that, he would have talked to his legal team, his people, his political advisors, and all that. People who go through the constitution, comb through the constitution, and advise the president on, because they have advisors in everything. Don't think that the president will go and sit and be reading, all those documents, read the constitution today, read this, that, tomorrow, read this and that, read this document, read this, So he has people who does that. So I feel those people did not advise or did not interpret those sections or subsections to the president correctly, because there is no part that says you can actually remove or suspend the governor, his deputy, and the House of Rep members. So, and again, now that it has been done, what can happen? Well, the National Assembly, now that's the Senate and the representatives, they can remedy it. Maybe tell the president that he should amend, the input in the Gazette, what they had, gazetted, then before they can pass it, because it's not constitutional to actually remove the governor according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the case of a state of emergency. So I think they can do that. That is their duty to say, Oga, this and this and this, we can't actually pass this because of this and this and this. I don't know, for now, I don't know if they've taken any decision, if they've passed it, but they can do that, send it back. Okay, he can be there as the governor, but there can be a state of emergency. They can be, the military can actually step in, to remedy whatever issue is going on. The National Assembly can do that, can advise the president, on what to and on how to go forward with all this. Then secondly, for me, I feel, and again, if the National Assembly does not do anything, if they don't, remedy this issue, they don't send the gazetted whatever back to the president, and they just, they take their votes and they get the president gets his 2/3 majority from the Senate and the representatives, and it's called, then I feel the governor of Rivers can approach the courts for interpretation. Something like this has happened before in the past, but I don't think it went to the courts for interpretation. I feel it just happened. It happened, So I feel I feel the governor of Fubara can go to the courts to, for interpretation. Okay, this section, please help us interpret it. Does the president of the country have the powers to remove me, to suspend me, and how, can all this play out? Then if it goes to the courts and it's interpreted and the court says that there is no such thing, that the president can remove you, then he should be reinstated, because a country that has laws, those laws should be followed by everybody, myself, the lowest person to the highest person, that's the president. So we don't want our president to be seen doing or things that are not constitutional, that are not in the constitution, because I didn't see it anywhere there, and people have been talking. I'm not the only one. It's because of people's talks that I went to do that research, and I didn't see any part that says he can actually remove the governor. So I feel that's my take. If he's removed, I know, I just read that he left the government house himself, his family, securities, they've left the government house because the sole administrator will come and stuff like that. So he can just, if they've passed it, if the National Assembly passes it, he can go to the courts and ask for interpretation. Then the state of emergency in itself is constitutional, it's right. The president has all the powers to do all that. It's right, but it's just the removal of those people, the governor, the deputy governor, and the State House of Assembly members, that is causing all this wahala, because of the breakdown of law and order in a state, anarchy and all that pressure is not needed at this time. So the state of emergency is in order, but the removal is what we're talking about. So that's my take. Till I come your way next time, please like, share, follow, and to drop your comments. Doing all this will definitely help make the channel grow. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Silva Squad Channel.